Born in Diepkloof Soweto as one of three children, Zothile Langa, known to you and I as Solo, grew up with a passion for music, having written music for over 15 years now. And following the success of his debut album, Dreams.A.Plenty, Solo has recently released his latest offerings under similar title, this one, Dreams.B.Plenty. Solo joins us to discuss how his latest album has been received by music lovers, as well as to talk to us about his music journey so far over the years. Solo, pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
And
Good
much
to be here.
I appreciate it. I see that the titles of your albums are stylistically done. Dreams.A.Plenty.
Correct.
Now we've come to B.
Dreams.B.
Yep. What's the idea behind the dots?
So basically the bigger picture in all of this is that this will be a trilogy project. So it's actually a concept that is in 3 parts. So where debut was Dreams.A.Plenty, sophomore's Dreams.B.Plenty. The final project will be called C.Plenty Dreams. So you're actually looking at A, B, C.
I see. So the whole point is to show somewhere or highlight the fact that they'll be following each other in that fashion. And are they concept albums, or is just the sequencing that that's made you title them that way?
They're concept albums. The main idea here is to show progression.
Yes.
So the whole idea was that with my debut project, it spoke of an artist who comes in who is very inexperienced in terms of the music industry. But has definitely practiced the art of music. So it was a very vulnerable project. It painted a picture of someone who understood one aspect of music as opposed to this entire career.
Yeah. Or it's a start. And
it's a start.
Going somewhere. It's a journey, right?
Absolutely.
But music is very strong, powerful for you that you even had to abandon, if I may call them that, abandon your varsity studies to pursue it full time.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also speaking to that, I think, I guess in hindsight now, when I look back at that period where I made that conscious decision to now let go of, and not necessarily, and the whole thing is, it wasn't letting go of schooling versus studying something that I'm not passionate about.
Yes.
You see.
I understand.
So I'm very much for education.
Yes.
But I'm a strong believer in that you need to educate yourself in something that you're passionate about. That way you're able to give back to this world correctly.
I was thinking about, the whole notion that you must pursue your dreams, pursue what you are talented in, which is great. It has got emotional pull, right? It will get you motivated.
Correct.
But there's the other side of ambition, you see, the kind of success you want to achieve. Because you can be passionate about something that is not necessarily going to deliver the goods.
Absolutely.
So, if you love music, you must make it deliver the goods for you.
Correct. And that's another thing where, my father also, constantly reminds me that if you are going to pursue something, you better have the legs for it.
Yes.
Because one thing that isn't promised is how long it takes. So you be ready to run a marathon, So if whatever your interpretation of success is takes you 20 years, it could take you 3 years. It could take you even longer than 20 years. The point is, be ready to run that course and to stay on it, because also you don't know when the turning points come in, right? But I guess that's the whole idea behind passion, in that it essentially is the fuel to keep you going.
It takes a leap of faith, though.
Absolutely.
To get going into something that you are not familiar with. As you said, you were still new and trying to learn the ropes. You may have the talent, but not understand how it works.
Correct.
So in your case then, when you said, I'm leaving this, I'm going to take the necessary risk and the leap of faith to get going. What happened then? And what kind of help did you get along the way?
Yeah, so even in my, taking the conscious decision to now take this leap, well before that, I was very much, I've been a student all my life. So I did quite well in high school. Also in varsity, I didn't necessarily struggle with school. But one thing that I took from that was I always educate myself in whatever task I'm about to take on, right? So, and even if that's not, your normal cultural means of education. So my point is I shadowed many artists, many musicians, many producers, many A&Rs and record labels, just to have an idea and a sense of direction before, so that even though I'm taking a risk, I know that it's a calculated risk, you see. So I kind of equipped myself with all the knowledge I could get from my standpoint. And from there, when it started to make enough sense for me, and when I got to the position where I knew that I can't learn from this position anymore, that's when I took the leap.
Now, the new album, Dreams.B.Plenty, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
So for a moment, because now the dots.
Yes,
have to-
it
in
can
my mind,
confuse
I'm
you.
trying to put the dot somewhere.
Sure.
So where does it come? Is it at the end or before?
Sure.
Anyway, the Dreams.B.Plenty, bit more experience now this time
Absolutely.
around, and collaborations with other producers and musicians. If you can tell us a bit more about what you're banking on, since you calculate, you see.
Sure.
So, you studied accounting, didn't you?
I did,
So
I
you
did.
calculated as per accounting calculations.
Yes,
What's
I-
happening with that album?
So much like the accounting background I had,
Yeah.
coming from Dreams.A.Plenty, I kind of audited that situation.
Yes.
Kind of looked at what I felt we did right as a team and what I needed to expand on. So where in my first album, I kind of worked with a number of producers and artists. You see, with the first album, in fact, I do need to mention this. Gabomu, who was, you know, a well-renowned summer-winning musician, was actually who took me under his wing at the beginning. So I was privileged and lucky enough to have someone walk me through a number of things that would have taken me a long time to figure out at the beginning. And so where my first album was actually very much like feature rich, you know, where I had Gabomo on it, Notende, Reason, Do Me, Proverb, and this is all my debut, mind you. With my second album, I kind of condensed it slightly, just so that I could give my voice more of a, I guess, more of a platform, you know, because where Dreams.B.Plenty really speaks about the middle ground, you know. So the whole idea is I'm no longer that artist who didn't necessarily know much. You know, I know a lot more now. There are a lot more victories under my belt. There's still doors that are still closed. So it speaks to this middle ground.
But music has done a lot of things for you, endorsements and so on, doing
Correct.
the Jeep commercials.
Yes,
and what
yes,
else
yes.
have you done along the way?
You know, so on the year I released my album at the SA Hip Hop Awards, I won the Best Newcomer award, which also kind of catapulted things for me. I think it really kind of put me in the conversation of artists to kind of look out for. Hence, then I think everything else in terms of the Jeep endorsement deal. You know, I did Coke Studios in its debut in 2015. You know, and I think more than anything, it opened me up to be able to collaborate with a lot of artists who now were paying attention to everything that I was doing.
And the fans.
Absolutely.
Probably more important than your friends and
More.
peers and producers.
You know,
how are they responding?
I think it's beautiful to see the fan base that I've created kind of grow with me. Like I said, with the idea of this whole trilogy concept, it's there to paint this progression as it goes. And I think my fans kind of allow me to grow and expand. So I'm, you know, where my nervousness was being pigeonholed, you know, initially, where I had a fear of artists, my fans expected me to sound a certain way because this is what they know. They've kind of, because this album is a lot bigger because I'm a different artist, you know. Obviously that progression, it being received as well, if not better than my first album, for me is a you know, a great relief.
The festive season is upon us, right?
Yes.
And the fans will be happy with the album, but when are they seeing you and where?
So now I think this is the very exciting part of where I am right now, because my team and I are now really just like plotting locations and dates for this tour that we're embarking on come December. So it's going to be a nationwide tour. We're hitting every province, and the whole idea is, you know, we just want to reach as many places as possible. So outside of your conventional Joburg, Durban, Cape Town, which is essentially where a lot of hip hop just kind of circulates, we want to hit as many towns as possible. We want to, you know, we're going to PE, we're going to Bloem, we're going to as many places as possible in those 31 days. Where it might be a little ambitious, but we're trying to hit about 16 places.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Solo, everything of the best.
Thank you very
Dreams.B.Plenty,
much.
and what's going to happen next is see Dreams.Plenty, right?
See Plenty Dreams.
See
close.
Plenty Dreams. So it's changing around,
It
but the
does
dots
change
will
around.
be there. So
They'll
it's
be
see
there.
dot Dreams.Plenty.
See
coming.
dot plenty dot dreams.
All right. So it's coming out in the near future.
In the near future. For now, we're on Dreams.B.Plenty.
Yeah, and
We'll
if
focus on that.
Dreams.B.Plenty is taken up, I know what happens with the artists. You know, if
Yeah.
it's too big, then you pause. You don't rush out a new album.
No, yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
You take your time with it.
Sure.
It's got to be correct.
But everything of the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Much appreciated. That's Solo talking to us about his latest project, Dreams.B.Plenty. And of course, he's working hard in the studio at the moment, preparing for December. And the big dream is to take his show around the country and beyond the major centers. I hope you enjoyed tonight's program, and thank you very much for watching. We invite you to be with us again next time.
Smell it, tell him not to provoke me. Be on your grown man suit when you approach me. New school rebel, but he got MC Loki. Fashionable mischief, R.I.P. OG. Fool's errors got us working OT. Off these dates remain celibate. All these words just embellishments covering a test norm. And thank all you spew lies only. We gunning for trophy and you die slowly. Goons pala your whole team. Goods are dirty. Who better than homie? Your crew might know me. Jerry for gangs when I view guys closely. Cause act as much as they like, they got their good eye on me. Magic, just a standard. Animals of habit, animal till I have it. Antidote that's drastic, wishing I homesickness and you lack ambition. You homesick from your whack. This village, bed tune, kill 'em all, biggie tunes. Pick and roll coming to. Boots set up the alley, you gone. D Wade, LeBron, all season long. 4 quarters strong, shit, I do what you expect, home. Didn't I do this at debut? Dudes already shook at my stage 2. Look at how the we came through. Hard on the sleeve, rappers who bled, drop sense and remain true. 66 and 17, 66 and 17, 66.